Kendra here, aka Nerdy Millennial, and I am now live. I won't drag this video out. Um, if you decide to check out the playback, I gratefully appreciate it. But the title of this video or the discussion is Convention Addiction a Real Thing? Some people are going broke attending conventions. So that's what the topic of this video is about. Is convention addiction a real thing? Some of you guys may know some people that feel like they have to attend every convention there is, especially like the mainstream, large, popular ones. And then when they come back, they're broke and they're asking you to lend them some money and all this other stuff. Or when they're at the convention, especially like in a dealer's room, they're buying everything. And then they're like, oh my gosh, I need, gas money to get back home and just, or like money to take an Uber. And I don't have any money to take an Uber. So, yeah, we're going to talk about convention addiction. Is it a real thing? So, sorry guys, I can't talk today. I don't know why I can't talk. So, without further ado, we're going to get started. Okay, so thank you guys for tuning in. This is Kendra, aka Nerdy Millennial, and I just want to talk about something that really doesn't get discussed enough in the anime, cosplay, and convention scene. And like I said, is convention addiction really a real thing? Now, this video isn't meant to shame anyone. If you love conventions, that's amazing because I love conventions too. They're really a great place to meet to make friends, show off your cosplay, support artists, and celebrate fandoms that we enjoy. But I think we also need to have an honest conversation about when a fun hobby starts becoming financially unhealthy. And that's with anything. It don't have to just be conventions. It could be a lot of other types of things. But we gotta really think about it. A convention badge might cost anywhere from $50 to several $100 because I bought some badges that were like 130, 150. Yeah, badges alone at conventions are pricey. Then you have to, if you plan on staying at a hotel is expensive. If you're traveling some ways, there's gas or a plane ticket, or if you're taking a train, it, all that adds up. Then, of course, your food, parking, if you plan on buying some merchandise, or if you plan on getting an autograph or celebrity photo ops, that costs money. And before you know it, you spent hundreds or even thousands of dollars on one weekend. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming in. Now, imagine doing that several times a year. Think about it, guys. Imagine doing that several times a year. That's a lot of money. For some people, conventions become more than just a fun weekend. They start feeling like they have to attend every event because they don't want to miss out. Some people feel that way. That's where FOMO, which if you guys don't know what FOMO is fear of missing out, can come into play. Social media doesn't always help. You open your feed and everyone is posting cosplay photos, group meetups, celebrity panels, and convention highlights. And for some people, it can make them feel like they're missing out and everyone that's there is having the time of their life while you may be, at work because you couldn't get the time off or you're at home, whatever the case may be. And I just want y'all to know that social media is not real. Of course, everyone is going to show and highlight the good things, but social media ain't real, guys. Just because you see people smiling, dancing, laughing, don't mean that they're happy. That's for another discussion. But that pressure can lead to some people to spend money they really don't have because they feel like they have to attend. I've heard stories of people putting convention expenses on credit cards, taking out payment plans for cosplays, or even struggling to pay bills after attending multiple conventions. Yeah, we know a lot of people that will go to a lot of these conventions, expensive ones at that, and then they're later posting GoFundMe's to help, people wanting people to pay their rent, but they just was at a convention, and then after that they're going to another one. So it's just, you have to prioritize, and it's called adulting. Cosplay and conventions, that's not a necessity. Your bills are more important than having a roof over your head, food in your belly, a car, that's more important than going to a convention. If that's happening, it may be worth asking yourself whether the hobby is starting to control your spending instead of you controlling it. There's nothing wrong with loving conventions. The problem isn't conventions themselves. The problem is when attending every convention becomes more important than your financial well being. Like I was just saying, how some people will, their rent money, car bills, mortgage, light bill, water bill, all that, they will just put that in the back burner and go to a convention. And then when they're back from the convention, they're worrying everyone else for their problems that they created. And it's like, no, you should have been an adult and paid your bills. And if you couldn't afford a convention, you just, should just set it out. Maybe the following year you can go. And that's another thing, volunteering at conventions, you get free admission. So if you must attend some of these conventions, volunteer so you can get free admission. Take gig jobs, yard sale, pawn shops, sell some things to make extra money. But don't sit there and be irresponsible and go to all these conventions, and then you're expecting people to pay your bills, a grown person expecting strangers to pay their bills because they're irresponsible. That's all I'm saying. Remember, conventions happen every year. Missing one convention doesn't make you less of an anime fan or a cosplayer or a comic fan, whatever type of fandom that you're into. Missing one convention is not going to make you less of a fan. It doesn't make you less of a cosplayer. It doesn't make you less of a nerd. Your love for the community isn't measured by how many badges you collect. One thing I learned is that budgeting can actually make conventions more enjoyable. Instead of trying to attend every event, maybe choose one or two conventions that you're really excited about. Reuse older cosplays, set aside money throughout the year. What I was just saying. Focus on making memories instead of trying to buy everything in the vendor hall. And just a quick, convention tip. On Sundays, usually the last day of the cons, like the dealer's room where all the merch and things like that, usually the vendors, they're trying to get rid of a lot of things because they don't want to take so many things back when they're headed back on the road when the convention ends. So usually the last day of the convention, usually Sunday, they're like discounting a lot of the merch, like really good discounts. So if you're going to buy merch, the best time to get it is the last day of the con. Um, to Trisha, I don't listen to K-pop anymore. So no, I'm not a fan of Stray Kids. I did some videos on K-pop on this channel, and me and my sister on my channel that I shared with my sister, we've talked about why we don't listen to K-pop anymore. And it's been about 6 years since we stopped listening to K-pop. Um, so yeah, at the end of the day, conventions should leave you with great memories, not financial stress. So, what do you guys think? Do you think convention addiction is a real thing? And have you ever felt pressure to attend every convention because of social media or FOMO? So let's have a respectful discussion down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, especially with someone who loves conventions. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. But yeah, just a quick tip for conventions. If you must attend a lot of them, volunteer because you get free membership. Um, like I was saying, work extra hours at your job, pick up a part time, do some gig work, sell. If you have cosplays that you don't wear anymore, you can sell them. If you have some comics, some manga, collectibles that you really don't care about, sell them. It's a lot of things you can do to make money. And if you can't get the time off, or if you simply can't afford it, it just is what it is. Adulting. Yes, adulting stinks, but we have to do it because, sure, you may go to the convention, but then when you don't have a roof over your head, or if you lose your job because you like played hooky and went to a convention instead, then you're really going to be, you know, be in a doozy. So adulting comes first, and just have to plan. And not every convention you're going to be able to go to. Also, local conventions in your area. There's plenty of conventions that are free, like the smaller ones that you can go to that will not hurt your wallet. And if you do have to pay, it's very reasonably priced. So there's plenty of things you can do. But that's for this. That's it for the video. For this video, guys, I can't talk. That is it for this video, and thank you guys for tuning in. Hello, everyone, and I hope you guys have a blessed day. Bye bye. I don't know. I can't end this live, guys, and no, I'm not joking. So I don't know. I may have to make a video of this. I don't know, but the